Um, just because that's operating on the assumption that everyone's gonna have some kind of pre-existing wish list that they actually use, or that they post their wiki, or yeah, pretty much they have some kind of pre-existing wish list.
Mhm.
But just throwing it out there, let's say, do you know how Tinder works?
Mhm.
Yes, no?
Mhm.
What if there was like a companion deal that was Tinder-like? You give a pre-existing set of like likes, dislikes, things in those categories pop up, go no, yes, no. They go no, yes, no, yes, no, yes.
I think that's a great idea.
And
I think
then,
it would be awesome.
yeah, and then after every package, they rate
Now,
it.
what happened? Here's the positive with that is we're getting good direct input, and it is a lot more honest and above board than what I just suggested. I like that a lot because it gives me a stronger position, a more ethical position to hold on to. The bad part of that is if my wife has to make those decisions, she knows she's making them for a reason, and I don't want her to ever know that this stuff is coming to my office because I want her to be thrilled with me, not thrilled with ABC Packing Company or whatever we end up calling this thing. Yes?
So is the consumer the male to take home to his wife, or because shouldn't it be that the couple signs up because they know that they like want to have these experiences together and they both fill out pages and they both don't know when they're gonna receive it?
That is also another great way to do this. It's not what I had envisioned, but you guys are going to be working with this idea, and that's a perfectly acceptable way to go about it. That might be superior to what I came up with. I like the surprise aspect because I know relationships are hard. I'm really good at relationships. I'm not trying to brag. I just. Wow, I sound like I'm Donald Trump all of a sudden. I'm going to fix your relationships. I have the best relationships. Okay, let's not do that. No, I take care of the people in my life that matter. It's very important to me, and I just, but I know a lot of people have problems with that particular thing because I have people ask me about it, and I try to help them. And that's how I came up with this idea, is someone kept forgetting to do things, and like they would call me day of birthday, day of anniversary, what should I be doing? I'm like, well, you should have been making phone calls a month ago because you're in Chicago and you're not getting into a great restaurant tonight unless you pay extra. This was before open table. Now, they just have to say, yeah, I made the reservation 2 months ago. And lie, everything will be happy. Yeah.
Those are some of those.
Well, there were, but I didn't see the hand come back up. Did you have a question? Those are questions? Who thinks this is the most horrible idea they've ever heard? Not the most horrible. It's still got problems. I know it has problems. Yeah.
The one problem that I see is when it comes to the box,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who signs up for that gets the exact same thing.
Yep.
And so the company who does that, they buy all that product and they send it out. But what you're saying is you want it to be individual. And the problem you have there is who's going to be the one to do that? You know what I mean? Like if you have, say, 1,000 customers, you have to find 1,000 different products.
That's a huge problem, and I have some thoughts on addressing that as far as the number of customers one person can handle. That's only half that problem. The other half of that problem is the reason that they can get those headphones at a price that they can give them away for $85 is because they bought 200 of them. And I'm talking about in some cases only buying a single item because only one person's going to want it. And so that's another problem. This idea has lots of problems. I left a lot of problems in it on purpose, and I'm hoping you guys can help me with some of them. But yeah, thank you. You're right on that. Yes?
Well, those two things, I don't see them as such an issue because one, advertising already does that. They already streamline what you want through computer programming. For example, I went on a website to look at a new innovative longboard that I'm really interested in buying. And for like the next week and a half, the only advertisements that showed up on every single one of the pages were for this specific company.
Yeah?
So it wasn't that hard to figure out that I really want this longboard. And then, so that can all be streamlined into a program.
Yeah, I'm hoping,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a mathematician or a programmer to work with to help figure that out. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That finding the item is not the hard part. Finding the item, buying it, putting it in a box, and
Right.
shipping 1,000 individual items to 1,000 individual people is a logistical problem. And I figure one person can handle about 150 clients. That's kind of my number right now. Is that's 5 clients a day. They can, you know, on a 30-day rotating cycle, they can manage 5 clients a day. But again, we're right at the beginning, and I don't know if that's right either. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's kind of like a mix of these box programs, but you also mentioned like an experience basing, like I guess this is probably a bit outdated, but Groupon comes to mind, how they were able to format their business. So it might be helpful. Well, I don't know that much about Groupon, but I know they're able to do some interesting things.
They are,
Using it.
and that's the problem. It's the same problem over and over again. As we're looking at volume versus specificity. Groupon is able to give great deals because they go in and they sell 200.
Mass market, yeah.
Yeah, first you, then you.
So have you looked into the people that continuously ask you what to do on my birthday? Would their wives or significant others like similar things? Like, would it be such a bad thing if you had to buy 200 of them?
I'm hoping that there is a high degree of similarity in what people want. And I'm hoping very much that when we identify a target market, or eventually what we're going to call a beachhead market next week, I'm hoping that when we identify a beachhead market, that those people are really, really similar, so I can get some economies of scale. But absolutely, I'm hoping for that. And in worst case scenario, even if I have to do it that way and not individualize everything, I can still randomize the time, which is going to help to a certain extent with the problem.
So like when you were talking about looking into like what they put in their shopping carts and like their wish list and stuff, how are you going to determine like if the thing that they're putting in their cart was something that they wanted? Because like if you get something for your significant other that maybe isn't like it's gender neutral, so you can't be like, oh, it's a pair of high heel shoes, you know, she wants it for herself. Like if it was some sporting.
Right, what if the surfboard?
Yeah, so like how do you know if that's something that she's planning on buying as like a gift for them, or she's wanting for herself? How are you gonna like?
Oh, you're right, that's a problem, and I don't know
Well,
yet.
that's on the sketchy side of the scale,
Or
so you
like
might
a
not even
sister
run
or
into that.
something.
Yeah, I might not get to do that. And when I say get to, I see the benefit that it can provide, but I also see the danger that it can provide, so I don't know if we're going to go that route. But if we do, that will be another problem we have to deal with. Yeah.
So 2 things on that note. What if we switch it so we still do the anonymous data deal, but then we kind of cross-check it with the person that's buying the package with that tender deal. That way if we see he bought high-heeled shoes, no, I don't think they do high-heeled shoes. We better swipe to the left.
You never know.
I'm not judging, but they should know.
I've got both. I don't have any
They should.
heels.
Okay, so you had brought up the fact, like, the experience of getting a gift and all that stuff, and you mentioned, like, you have, like, an anniversary coming up, and that'd be a big thing, but the irregularity, so, like, if you're having a gift sent for your anniversary, what about birthdays, what about Christmas? And then if there's is this like a subscription that's gonna happen for years and years to come? Like, are all those things gonna be in a database, like birthday, you know, like anniversary, Christmas?
Well, the way that I had envisioned it didn't involve holidays. The students that I gave to run with it came up with a really good idea, and I thought it was really good. What they said is we should still do this, but there are 4 times a year you have to buy your significant other a gift. You have to buy them something on their birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, or your anniversary. It says we plug those 4 in, and there's always something coming there. And then the rest of the other stuff we just fit in at random. And I thought that was really smart. If I were subscribing to this service, I wouldn't use that because I want to do what I want to do for those holidays. But a lot of people would say, because how I would see that is I would say, you know what, we're gonna have this thing, let's say $75 a month, or for $110 a month, we're gonna take care of your 4 major dates as well. I would see it definitely as having to be a value-added service, because you can't just get someone noodles for 2 for Christmas, right? You know, it can't be like that. It's gotta be something significant and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Is the whole deal with
Specificity?
Excellent. That whole issues, is that, given the time factor, is it really an issue since most of these